I don't know why I'm such a sucker for challenging car comparos. Now what we have here are two midsize SUVs that both received updates for 2021. The Nissan Terra VL received a major facelift last September 1, and only a few weeks after, the all-new Isuzu MU-X was introduced in the local market. Which of these two macho midsize SUVs will suit your needs? It's time for us to find out. Let's do this! Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome back to another Car Comparo. If you're new to my channel, I hope you click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show after you click that like button. Also, special thanks to Nissan Pasig for providing the Nissan Terra VL and to Isuzu Philippines for lending us the Isuzu MU-X. Now what we have here are two SUVs with a rich heritage in the SUV world. The Nissan Terra VL may be a relative newcomer in the mid-size SUV segment, but it is based off the proven and reliable Navara platform. The Isuzu MU-X is on its second generation, more refined than ever, yet it also has that proven reliability and ruggedness that Isuzu is known for. Both of these SUVs have a lot going on for them, which makes this car comparo even more challenging. But it has to be done. We can't let Phil Coche have all the fun now, do we? Peace, Stanley. Anyway, in this car comparo, we will subject both of these SUVs to my trusty point system. So without further ado, let's do this. Turn up. Let's go. Both of these SUVs are the top-spec 4x2 variants in the local lineup, with the VL trim for the Nissan Terra and the LSE trim for the Isuzu MU-X. Now, the Nissan Terra VL has a retail price of 1,999,000 Philippine pesos, undercutting the Isuzu MU-X LSE 4x2 by 101,000 Philippine pesos. The MU-X LSE 4x2 has a retail price of 2.1 million Philippine pesos, which is quite clear that the Nissan Terra is the more affordable SUV here. As such, the Terra VL takes 5 points, while the Isuzu MU-X LSE takes 4 points in the price category. Turn up. Let's go. The Isuzu MU-X has been completely redesigned for the second generation, and it looks so sleek and oh so refined. It has a look that's uniquely to its own, from its double-fang chrome front grille here to those angry-looking full LED headlight units. It also gets a set of massive 20-inch alloy wheels, and when you go over to the rear, it also has a simple yet elegantly styled rear end with its LED taillights. Overall, this Isuzu MU-X just really looks so good, guys, and it deserves to get 5 points in the looks category. The Nissan Terra may have just gotten a facelift, but it's a major facelift that practically looks like an all-new model. The Terra also gets LED headlights here, although this front fascia really just reminds me of the Toyota Fortuner Q. Over to the rear, we have a set of LED taillights, but that arcing chrome strip in between the taillights also kind of throws me off. The Terra also gets smaller 18-inch alloy wheels, which may do wonders when it comes to ride comfort, but it doesn't look as imposing as a set of 20-inch alloy wheels will do. As such, the Nissan Terra VL scores 4 points in the looks category. Turn up. Let's go. The cabin materials used here in the Terra VL trim are surprisingly opulent for a facelift. We get a black and burgundy color scheme here, and the design of the zero-gravity leather seats are more upscale than the ones found in the MU-X. We also have a leather-wrapped steering wheel here, and even if we get splashes of plastics here and there, that color combination of black and burgundy takes this a step up over its competitor. As such, well, this Nissan Terra VL gets 5 points in the cabin materials category. The Isuzu MU-X also gets leather appointments inside the cabin, although it does so in a dark and somber theme. We get black leather seats here, but the seat quality themselves are a little bit more firm than the ones I saw in the Nissan Terra. However, when you move over to the steering wheel, well, the leather used for the steering wheel is a much better leather quality than the one I saw in the Nissan. The wheel of the MU-X also adjusts for tilt, and it also telescopes, versus the tilt-only function of the steering wheel of the Nissan Terra. However, the MU-X also gets a lot of other hard plastics here, from the middle dashboard to the lower dashboard to the tops of the door cards. Now, if only this Isuzu MU-X received that dark brown and black color scheme that we first saw in the Isuzu DMAX, then this cabin would have scored higher. But as such, it can only do 4 points in the cabin materials category. Let's go. The Nissan Terra VL gets a full host of tech and safety features that were previously unheard of in an SUV below 2 million Philippine pesos. It gets a large colored multi-information display in the middle of the gauges, and this multi-information display looks a bit more high-tech than the one found in the MU-X. However, it only gets a smaller 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system here, but trust me guys, 9 inches is pretty large because that's what she said. Now, this 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system also comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, and Nissan's Around View Monitor, which is Nissan Speak for a 360-degree view camera. Now, other niceties that we have here include a dual-zone fully automatic climate control system, a wireless charge pad, and an electronic park brake, but it doesn't come with the brake hold feature, which the MU-X has. Now, when it comes to the safety bits, this Nissan Terra leads with its Around View Monitor, which is a 360-degree view camera, something that the MU-X also doesn't get. Plus, it also has the host of passive and active safety features that you can see on your screen, courtesy of Nissan's Intelligent Mobility Suite. Still, this Terra VL only makes do with a standard cruise control versus the adaptive cruise control that the MU-X gets. However guys, well, all of these tech and safety bits are still enough to give the Nissan Terra VL 5 points in the tech and safety category. When it comes to tech and safety, the second generation Isuzu MU-X has also received a host of upgrades. We get a colored multi-information display in the middle of the two gauges here, but the size and the quality of this multi-information display is a little bit dated when you compare it to the Nissan Terra. However, the MU-X comes back with a larger 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system here that comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The thing is, the CarPlay here is only wired, but at least we still have Apple CarPlay. However, when you look at that infotainment system, you'll see that you only have the image of a reverse camera, which is a huge miss in this Isuzu MU-X because, well, the Terra gets a 360-degree view camera. Well, you'd expect to get a 360-degree view cam, especially when you're getting a pricey SUV like the Isuzu MU-X. Now, other niceties that this SUV has is a dual-zone fully automatic climate control system, and it also has an electronic parking brake here with an auto-hold brake feature, something that is missing in the Nissan Terra. The good thing here also is, well, the MU-X comes with an adaptive cruise control system, which is part of its full host of active and passive safety bits. Now, as you can see on your screen, it has all those safety bits, plus it also has the advanced driver assist systems, which are all put together and enough to give the Isuzu MU-X 5 stars in the Australian NCAP safety rating. As such guys, well, I too am inclined to give this Isuzu MU-X 5 points when it comes to the tech and safety category. The Nissan Terra gets a pretty spacious second row seat here, and the fact that this second row seat also slides further improves on its leg space. When it comes to its amenities, it's also chock full of amenities here because we get a pair of ceiling-mounted AC vents and an actual rear AC vents here below and a pair of USB charge ports, a USB-C and a USB-A. We also get a center armrest here that also has a couple of cup holders. Oh, and let's not forget that ceiling-mounted LCD TV, although to be honest guys, I don't really see this getting much use. Here at the back, the Nissan Terra VL takes a step back because, well, it only comes with a manual liftgate. Now, when you pop this thing open, you'll see that it also has a tad bit smaller cargo space than the one found in the Isuzu MU-X. Not to mention the fact that the third row seats of the Terra are only good for small kids or for adults on short trips. As such, well, the Nissan Terra VL only takes 4 points in the space category. When it comes to overall cabin space, well, this Isuzu MU-X can give the Nissan Terra a run for its money. This second row seat is quite roomy, although it is fixed in place. Now, when it comes to amenities, well, we do get a good bunch of amenities here, from the ceiling-mounted AC vents to a pair of USB charge ports and an actual socket right here in case you want to plug in your laptop. We also have a center armrest here that also comes with a couple of cup holders. Now, the good thing about this MU-X though is the third row seats can comfortably sit 2 average Asian adults even if you go on a long drive. So that's something that the Nissan Terra couldn't really say. Here at the back, the amenities continue for the Isuzu MU-X. The MU-X LSE gets a power liftgate here, and once you have this thing open, you'll see that it has a bit more cargo capacity than the Nissan Terra. So the fact that it has a more usable third row seats, plus a little bit more space here at the back and that power liftgate, well, this Isuzu MU-X takes 5 points in the space category.
Turn up. Let's go.
Both this Nissan Terra and the Isuzu MU-X have the same power output at 187 horsepower and 450 Newton meters of torque. Now, this Nissan Terra, however, does it with a smaller engine displacement of only 2.5 liters, and it also has a 7-speed automatic transmission. Now, since the power output of both SUVs are practically the same, well, let's compare them when it comes to the ride comfort. Since this Nissan Terra has these zero-gravity leather seats and we also have smaller 18-inch alloy wheels, well, the ride comfort is practically like a crossover. It's smoother and softer when you're going over uneven roads or even potholes, which makes this car an easier daily driver. Now, when it comes to the steering feel, the Nissan Terra also has a lighter steering feel, which makes it easier to maneuver around the tight city streets. So because the Nissan Terra is an easier SUV to daily drive, especially around the city, well, it takes 5 points in the drive category. The Isuzu MU-X may look gorgeous with its 20-inch alloy wheels, but those thinner sidewalls makes itself felt when you're going over an uneven road. When you go over a pothole or let's say a poorly paved road like EDSA, well, the ride gets a little bit bumpier when you compare it to the Nissan Terra. The steering feel is also a bit heavier than the Nissan Terra, which can be an advantage or a disadvantage depending on who's driving the MU-X. Personally, since I prefer my steering feel to be a bit heavier, well, the MU-X steering feel is not really a big issue for me. However, it will be a bit of a challenge to maneuver this thing around tight mall parking areas unless you have guns as big as mine. Still guys, since the MU-X presents a little bit more of a challenge to maneuver around the city and in tight streets and roads like what we're going through now, well, the MU-X can only do 4 points in the drive category.
Turn up. Let's go.
So after putting these two family SUVs to the test, the Nissan Terra VL managed to squeeze a win past the newer Isuzu MU-X. The Terra VL scored big when it comes to the cabin materials, the more comfortable ride, and of course, the more affordable price. The Isuzu MU-X, on the other hand, also scored big when it comes to tech and safety, plus that overall larger cabin space, especially the third row seats. At the end of the day, guys, it all boils down to your needs and priorities, but whichever one of these two midsize SUVs you decide to go for, know that you have a quality SUV in your garage. Thanks for watching.